There's no Z. And so if you think of the word boy and the word C, that would help a lot. Boise.
Yeah, you'll get clocked if you say Boise. People will be like, oh, you're not from here.
Yeah.
I learned that one.
Yeah.
It's Boise.
Sometimes you'll get, oh, you live in Boise? Why?
Yeah. More often than not, I think folks assume or hear mostly negative stories. Like if there's national news as it relates to Idaho, it's generally not super positive.
Just a quarter mile from a pride event in Idaho.
Racial slurs while traveling in Idaho.
Accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students.
But with that said, it's a huge misconception because when folks arrive here and live here, it's a very different experience. I describe Boise as a medium-sized sort of mountain town, quaint, very outdoorsy. For the most part, people are really friendly.
That's very true. Boise has always had that reputation of like really nice people. When I was growing up here, we did not have like any cool restaurants. It was like Chili's and Red Robin's, nothing wrong with those, but like there was nothing that was unique or special. Just seeing the trajectory of Boise, I see a lot of people comparing it to like Austin or Nashville. And so it is a really beautiful area that is in the process of being discovered. The Boise Metro has grown in the last 10 years 24%, and the average USA Metro has grown about 5%. We lead the nation in job growth. We are the fastest growing job market in the United States. We're number 1. That's not only more jobs, it's higher paying jobs. There's those like small intricacies and differences to neighborhoods in Boise. The North End, which is right next to downtown, almost walking distance to downtown. It was actually a working class community, and a lot of those homes are 100 years old or more. And now it's become really affluent. It still has that sort of neighborhood feel, like you can go out on your porch and you'll see kids on their bikes and like cats walking across the street. There's big trees. There's a vibe and a feel to the North End that's really desirable.
You have like your trail shoes because you can walk into the foothills. Yeah. You're a little bit bougie.
It's people with money, but that could also potentially look a little dirty. If the North End was a celebrity, I think it would probably be Goldie Hawn. I like to call Northwest Boise the North End adjacent, because as money has poured into the North End, it's started to sort of bleed out into these other neighborhoods, and it's slightly more affordable than the North End, and still has that feel to it. And then as you progress further, you'll run into Garden City. And Garden City, when I was growing up, was not affluent. There's a lot of mobile homes, a lot of industrial businesses there. Garden City is planned out and bought out. It's all new construction. It's right there on the water. It's gorgeous. There's the greenbelt, there's walking paths, there's eateries.
Lots of wineries.
Lots of wineries. And you can surf in Garden City. They've built these dams in the river so you can surf, which has become really popular. I'm really excited about the future of Garden City. I think the pricing there is somewhat reasonable, and I think the growth is pretty big. Garden City is Joan Rivers before she died. Yep. A lot of fun and has had a lot of work done. It is on the rise. If you were to go to the other direction, go east towards Lucky Peak, you'd run into Southeast Boise. How would you describe Southeast Boise?
I think Southeast is known for its schools, and its proximity to Micron has made it more of this, a little bit more suburban, like higher education levels, closer to Boise State University.
And the Southeast Boise is also really close to the greenbelt, the river, and the hillside. You kind of get this little pocket, which is Southeast Boise. And the people who live there just love to be outdoors. They love to walk, they love to go to the greenbelt, they love to go to Barber Park and float the river.
Definitely like more liberal, just like the North End, I would say.
Yeah. Southeast Boise would be kind of like where Anne Hathaway lives. Like it's fun and liberal, but also like very put together.
And a little bit more like, what do you do for work?
Yeah.
And just west of Southeast, you have what I would consider the bench.
Yeah, the reason they call it the bench is because of two geological features. I like to think that the bench is going to be the new North End. There's a lot of really cute mid-century homes here, some older construction, not as many suburbs. It's really just one-off
It's really
homes.
unique, yeah.
Different architecture and centrally located. The I-84, which is our only freeway as of right now, literally splits around the Boise Bench, so you can get to downtown Meridian, Southeast Boise super quickly. And the pricing is still affordable. So I really like the future of the bench as well as Garden City.
Yeah, it's developing a lot. It kind of has, you'll drive through neighborhoods in the bench and you'll have a new construction home next to a home that's been there forever and that needs a lot of work.
Like our house.
And yeah, like our house.
I think the bench is kind of like Miley Cyrus, like fun and exciting and like young.
A little rustic.
A little, yeah.
Could be
rough around the edges.
Yeah, a little rough around the edges. Room for
Yeah.
polishing.
Yeah.
But also like we embrace it.
Yeah. Then you have South Boise, which is really the remainder of the space that we have left in Boise to grow. That is where a lot of new development is happening, a lot of new construction. Definitely probably some more of the most affordable price points are out that way and the furthest from downtown.
If you go towards South Boise, you'll see farmland subdivision. South Boise, you probably have chickens in your backyard and a garden.
There's a celebrity that comes to mind for South Boise.
Honey Boo Boo.
Then just to the west of Boise, you have Eagle, and that is where you're gonna find the new mega mansions. This is where a lot of money is pouring into. Eagle has a really strict building code, so everything has a really beautiful feel, and the people there love that. The average price point in Eagle is $900,000, almost to $1 million, so it did not used to be that way. And then Meridian would be one of our biggest cities in Idaho and one of the fastest growing cities in Idaho. It's very suburban, beautiful homes, lots of families, great schools. I think moving to Boise is one of the main reasons we're still together.
So I do think that Boise has been like really healthy for us as a couple, because you develop healthy lifestyle habits here. Like it's just natural for you to be like, let's go to the greenbelt and go for a walk.
And Boise has a lot of opportunity. A lot of small businesses do well here. Ours did 4 years ago. And you know, like I mentioned before, there's a lot of money pouring into this area. And so tapping into that and being a part of the growth has been really wonderful for us. It's interesting, I think really if you experience Boise, you'll know why. Like once you're here, it's a feeling. There's a lot of data behind it, but everybody chooses to move here because it feels good.
Oliver! Get your ass over here.
Garden Valley is like the
Get your butt
poor, cheap Trumpers with no teeth.
Babe, like you can't say that.
I know, but we're not gonna put that in there.
You don't know that he's not gonna put that in there. You gotta be careful, especially in your line of work.
Oh my God, my mom would be like, we have teeth!